It's the rematch you've all been waiting for, the unstoppable Jade Giant versus Earth's mightiest heroes. Who will come out on top this time? Well, let's hop into the pages of Immortal Hulk, issue number 47, and find out together, shall we? Well, now isn't this interesting? As we get ready for the big clash between the Immortal Hulk and the Avengers, the perspective in this issue changes. Now we're not hearing Bruce Banner's internal monologue anymore. Instead, we're actually hearing Jen Walters' internal monologue. She-Hulk, of course, finds herself in a very interesting and very difficult position. She's a proud member of the Avengers, but Bruce Banner is her blood, both literally being her cousin and figuratively, given that they are both Hulks. Jen has also just so happened to have gone through the green door herself, but she never truly understood what all of that was about until now, though, when it all starts to come together. You see, the Hulk isn't actually fighting alone against the Avengers this time. He has backup in the form of Betty Ross the Harpy. Jen tries to get the Harpy to stop killing Captain Marvel. And wouldn't you know it, but the Harpy ends up actually dropping a major bomb on Jen. You know Hulk speak, talk like this? Yeah, well, as Betty puts it, the Gamma children don't do that because they're dumb. They do it because their minds have been opened to the higher mysteries, and because of that, they're not going to waste time with silly words anymore. That's an interesting new addition to the Hulk lore, and it actually doesn't stop there either. You see, Jen talks about how long she's known her cousin and known the Hulk, and yet for whatever reason, despite him being a peaceful man, fighting and smashing just kind of starts everywhere he goes. Why, it's almost as if the Hulk's very presence is radioactive, and violent bouts of rage are just a side effect of standing around him for too long. It might very well explain why Black Panther and the others are giving no quarter to their old friend the Jade Giant, despite the fact that Guy Ritchie and Gamma Flight are very clearly trying to pull Earth's mightiest heroes' strings right now to get them to do his dirty work for them. The situation gets even further complicated when Gamma Flight themselves do actually show up. At first you think, oh, they gotta be on the side of the Avengers, right? They want to try and bring the Hulk in. But when the Avengers outside Captain Marvel actually look at them, you know what they see? A bunch of criminals and monsters. And I mean, yeah, it's true, Absorbing Man and Titania have a long history, Puck is no saint. And as far as poor Doc Sasquatch and Rick Jones go, well, the less said about that, the better. A huge fight ends up breaking out between all of these different factions now. But believe it or not, it's during the chaos we get probably one of my favorite and probably longest overdue moments in a Marvel comic in a long time, and that is Captain America Steve Rogers actually getting to meet up with the second Bucky, Rick Jones again, a guy who was executed during the Secret Empire event for standing up for Cap. Steve actually apologizes to Rick and says that he really should have been there for him when he needed him, and again, it's all very sweet. Now, it's during this crazy melee that Dr. McGowan is actually one of the only people who seems to have her wits about her, and because of that, she uses Gamma Flight's teleportation technology to move all the different heroes around so they can't kill each other. All of this ends up coming to a major head when She-Hulk is forced to decide what's going to happen next. Will she leave with the Avengers, or will she leave with Team Hulk? Naturally, they need her help if they're going to take down Stearns and the One Below All. And while Jen spent a lot of the time in this story begrudging the chaos that her cousin often brings into her life, at the end of the day, part of being a Hulk is learning to love the chaos. And speaking of love, it looks like Betty and her old flame have rekindled affections, or at least Harpy and the Hulk have rekindled affections. Again, it gets a little convoluted here and there, but that's why we love it too. And so that was Immortal Hulk issue number 47, everybody, and once again, even this late in the game, Al Ewing has continued to spin solid gold. Hulk fighting the Avengers and royally kicking the crap out of all of them was one of the high points of this series when it started, and I'm glad to see when we revisited this concept yet again, it wasn't just a total retread. There was new ideas at play. But moreover than that, I think where this story really succeeds is shining the spotlight on Jen Walters, the She-Hulk, an important part of Hulk's overall history, and yet a character who all too often is forgotten. I do have to wonder what, if any, ripple effects this is going to have in the bigger Avengers book. Will she just show up there like nothing happened? Yeah, probably, but for what it's worth, I appreciate that she gets to be part of the big finale here. Overall, I think I'd feel comfortable giving this one a 9 out of 10. More real solid stuff. Hey there everyone, Cape Joel again, and I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. As always, if you liked what you see, be sure to like, subscribe, comment. It really helps drive engagement and helps me out too. Also, if you are a patron, which you can become for as little as $1 a month, you will get exclusive content that no one else can ever see, and you'll get to see the Comic Multiverse podcast before anyone else too. You can check out all this and more down in the description. And until next time everyone, this has been Cape Joel, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers.